If I didn't have bad luck today, I'd have no luck today. All right, we're going to try this for a fourth time. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to give you guys all a few seconds to get on. I am stalling for all of you who are going to be watching the replay. My sincere apologies. All right, bear with me. I may not be saying much because I'm busy problem solving. Okay, here we go. Thank goodness for my amazing assistant, Megan. She is a blessing. Let me just tell you what. She is making sure that you guys all get rerouted. So thank you, Megan. All right, so I'm giving you time to get on. I'm skipping my ads. Why does it look weird? Oh boy. All right, hopefully that's going to work. For those of you watching the replay, you're probably going to want to skip ahead a good 3 or 4 minutes and kind of see where I'm at, because I don't want to bore you while you're waiting. And if this doesn't work anymore, you know what? I'm just going to make a video and upload it to our Creativate page, because I'm sure you're frustrated just like I am. And darn, I really like this project and I want to share it with you guys. All right, so let's see if I can make this work so I can see your comments. Here we go. Oh, well, I see someone's on with me. Somebody's on with me. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, is this crazy or what? Oh, you know what? I owe you guys like a million thanks, because there is absolutely no reason why this should have happened. It's crazy. It's insane. The odds of this happening are incredible. Your hubby is laughing, Christine. Well, I got news for you. My hubby's not laughing, and either am I. At least there isn't a bat on your tablecloth, Brenda. No kidding. And Brenda, nobody knows what you're talking about. So Brenda, I am going to chime in here and fill in all those people while we're stalling to wait time. Let me put this down. Okay, so I was on stage with Jackie. Of course, I was on stage with the Creativate team, but at the table we were sitting at was going to be Jackie, Connie, and I. And this was in November in Orlando. And we went to go, I think, was it lunch, Jackie? I don't even remember. Anyways, we went to go sit down, and all of a sudden I noticed that Jackie had this like horrified look on her face. And I was like, what, Jackie? But she was very calm, only in true Jackie fashion. And I was like, what? And there was a bat. I am not kidding. Megan says, just message Sharon to see if she can post on CT page, because mine just ended up in comments. Yes, it was on the leadership lunch. Yes, Brenda, thank you. And there was a fruit bat literally clinging to the black tablecloth. So it's a black bat on a black tablecloth hanging upside down. So when she pulled her chair out to sit down, it was hanging like right where your tummy would be. And I don't know how she kept her composure, to be quite honest, because I would have lost it. There are very few things that kind of totally freak me out. And a black bat on a black tablecloth when I was trying to eat lunch, I think it was, during leadership, or maybe we weren't eating. I don't know. I was totally freaked out. What's really funny is, oh, no, heck no, I wouldn't have been in an ambulance. Oh, Christine, you have no idea. I said, what's the matter, Jackie? What's the matter? And she was like, there's a bat on the tablecloth. I said, a what? Because you know how sometimes when you hear something, you're like, that's out of context. There is no way. Did she say bat? I said, B-A-T? She said, yes, a bat. I was like, no way. Show me. I don't believe you. And there it was, with its little feet upside down, clenched under the tablecloth, hanging literally where the chair had been pushed in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But what was really odd was that she says better a bat than a snake. You know what? I don't know. Have you seen the teeth on those things? They're horrible. Brenda, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny at the time, was it? And Jackie was so cool. She was so cool. So the guys from the convention center wanted to come, and they wanted to like put a bag over. They were thinking of all those ways to get the bat off. And I'm thinking to myself, You guys, no, you know what we need to do? We need to clear off the table, and then you are very carefully going to start rolling this tablecloth, because if this thing starts flying in here, it is going to be like a free-for-all with all these women and a few men. It was just going to be horrible. So that's exactly what they did. They rolled it up. And I've got news for you. The thing never moved. And so I'm thinking it either was really sound asleep or it was dead. But oh, I will never forget that as long as I live. Yeah, it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time. All right, I've stalled for as long as I possibly can to try to get you guys get back on. Hold on a second. All right, there's a couple of you that came back. I'm so sorry, you guys. And you are the good and faithful ones. Whoop, whooped, my friends. Okay, here we go. Camera down. Here we go. So, and just for the record, I want to let you know my phone has been on Do Not Disturb the entire time, and that call was from my daughter. And she is the only one besides my husband that the call will break Do Not Disturb to come through. So my phone was on Do Not Disturb, and she called several times. So you know how it breaks Do Not Disturb in case it's an emergency. Thank God it was an emergency. She was thinking, why is my mom not picking up the phone? Because she thought our Facebook Live was all over by then. She didn't know about the debacle. So to recap, rectangle, dauber, stamped, balmy blue. We're good so far? I have 1, 2, 3 at 1 1/2 inch circle punch, 1, 2 at 1 inch circle punch. We are in the swirls and curls embossing folder. Through the embossing folder. Okay, through the big shot we go. I am not even going to attempt that. And I am so grateful right now that I had the hindsight to do this, that I did them ahead of time. Yay. Yay, Lisa. I get points for that one, right? Okay, here we go. I have got my silicone craft sheet. And if you guys don't have this, this is the bomb. I'm going to encourage you to spend a few bucks and get one. Adhesive, hot glue, and liquid glue will not stick to it. Because of the silicone surface, it rubs right off. This is going to keep your work surface sticky free. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to work here at the very bottom. And I'm going to tip this a little bit to make it easy for my hand, so bear with me. I am going to start with the big ones. Whether you want the embossed or the de-embossed side is completely up to you. So I'm going to start by adding adhesive generously to the back. And this is why the silicone craft sheet is very, very important for this, because any excess is not going to fall on grid paper where it would stick, or of course your work surface, which is going to create that sticky spot the whole time you're trying to create. So I've got one I'm going to put here. And I've got one other one. We're going to do the same thing. This one I think I'm only going to do half because I kind of know where it's going to go. And then this one I'm going to do over here. Okay, I'm pushing those down, staying on the silicone craft sheet. That's really, really important. And then I've got one more. We're going to work with a lot of adhesive. You guys like liquid glue, you go for it. I am not a liquid glue girl unless it's absolutely required. You know what I want to do? I'm going to cheat. Well, I'm just going to do this different. I'm going to come over here off to this side. I'm going to come here and I'm going to burnish this from the back just to make those areas good and stuck. You with me so far? You certainly could use dimensionals for this next one, but I'm not going to. So I've got the embossed. This is the de-embossed. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to add, don't you love when that happens? You know, based on the day that I've had, I am not even a bit surprised that that's even happening. Anybody else laughing with me? At this point, you need to. And then I'm going to put this one down here. And I'm going to flip this over to make sure, yep, we're good. And then I'm going to do one more. I'm going to make sure I've got the right side because you know how things have been going. This is the wrong side. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell, isn't it? All right. And I'm going to put this one over here. So they're slightly all at different elevations. Are you with me? Flipping it over, burnishing it again. Now, very, very important. If you don't have a pair of scissors in your craft room dedicated to sticky projects, you need a pair. That's what these are for. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cardstock as the guide to trim away what I don't need. All right, so I'm going to come right in with my scissors and I'm going to cut right along that white side. All right, so I'm going to put that here. See, told you the silicone craft sheet is amazing. So I'm really hoping if you guys don't have it, that you will go and invest in it. Those of you that do have it can vouch how amazing it is. Oh, I'm so bummed because only 10 people came back after this whole debacle. I can't say I blame them. What a mess. So you 10 are my diehards, aren't you? Thanks for your patience. All right, there we go. So all this stuff, great, because it doesn't stick on the silicone craft sheet. It is now garbage. I'm going to burnish one more time. Check that out. Isn't that stinking adorable? Oh, so cute. Okay, Brenda says she's got 10 of them. You got 10 pairs of sticky scissors? Is that what you're trying to tell me? All right, I'm going to go back to this. I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, Memento ink pad, which is my black pad of choice. And I've got the hot air balloon. This one's kind of open. It's got some lines in it, but it's open. So I'm going to stamp that here. All right, we got our hot air balloon. Let me take that off. I'm switching over now. I've got a strip here for the basket. So let me turn this over. And where is my little basket? I want to make sure that I've got this in my punch going the right, because you guys know the night I've had, right? There's my little outline. I'm going to stamp this on an angle, and I'll show you why in just a second. All right, so there we go. All right, we're all stamped. We're all colored in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm grabbing my crumb cake ink pad. The one thing about this stamp set you may not have noticed is that it's going to give you opportunities. You can either color in or you can fill. So there's lots of options here. Same with these. You see these three? These three fill it. I'm trying to catch your comments, but I'm not going to be able to. I can't stamp and read at the same time. I'm not that talented. All right, let's see. Can I get my head in the camera and get that in there? It's far away. Hey, considering the night I had, that's pretty darn good. All right, I'm going to close that up, set that aside. I'm coming in with that punch. Do you see how the basket's on one side and the banner is on the other? This is why I stamped it on an angle. Now you guys know you can make a template out of this and then you can stamp in the template. If you don't know, I'm going to show you. Hang on. Okay. And I'm going to tip that little strip so that it's going to fit in there. Do you see how it's going to leave a nice white border all the way around? And I'll punch that out. So that's the piece I need. And the way things are going for me, Lisa ought to put this on her silicone craft sheet so that she doesn't lose it. There we go. And then this, watch what I'm going to do. I am going to do something really off the cuff here. Now, you may want to write this down, okay? Because I am going to do, I like creating things that are just out of the box, all right? I'm using my regular markers. When's the last time you broke these out? You can use your Stampin' Blends, but please remember to use thick Whisper White cardstock. You're going to find a huge difference in how the color lays down as well as how it blends. Don't chintzy. Don't be chintzy. Get yourself good paper. Brush tip. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do one. I know I'm outside the lines. You guys are going to forgive me a little bit. My head's far away. Okay? Okay, so there's real red. Then I'm coming in with Poppy. I'm going to kind of go over that exact same one and do the exact same thing. I found that 3 lines works really, really good. And then next, it's going to be pumpkin pie. Are you guys with me so far? All right. I'm not going to do this whole thing so you can watch me because I already did one ahead of time. But I'm going to give you the sequence of the colors. Are you ready? Okay. Real red. And then Poppy Parade. Pumpkin pie, daffodil, granny apple green, garden green, Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, and gorgeous grape. Okay, so do you see the rainbow here? That is exactly what I did here. Now, I was concerned that when I used my markers, that it was going to bleed over the Memento ink. It did not happen, which made me do like a big whoop whoop because obviously this is a water-based pad and these are dye-based markers and I would worry that was a problem. It didn't cause a problem at all. So I'm sliding those off to the side just so that you can see what I did here. Now I'm going to give you some tips about this. Listen carefully. I'm going to grab my pickup tool, taking off my little protector caps. I better put those in a safe place after the day I've had. I'm picking that up with my pickup tool and I've got my glue dots. I don't care if you got the silicone craft sheet or not. This is the best thing. Place the glue dot near the top. All right, so I'm going to place that up here and I'm going to press. I'm using my pickup tool to make my life easy. See? And now I am going to attach this to this. Now I know some of you are probably freaking out if you're a purple lover going, you covered up some of the purple. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's okay. We're going to cover up just a little bit. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to grab my dimensionals and I am going to do 1, 2, 3, and then watch what I'm going to do down here. I am grabbing my mini dimensionals and I love to use my paper piercing side for that. I want to anchor these together. I know the glue dot is on there, but what happens is the glue dot can shift a little bit, and by using the dimensional, it secures it in place. And then I'm going to pull off those paper backings. And I don't know about you, you can never get these things off the silicone craft sheet. So I love my lint roller for this. I'm going to pick those right up. All right, so I'm going to put this now on my card. Well, my little rectangle. Let me fix my basket. It's kind of making me crazy. And I'm going to work this up here. Now, I know some of my clouds are going to get covered, but that's okay. And do you guys see this now? This is supposed to be like the land and the sky. And then I'm going to come in here. Hold on a second. You know what I didn't do? I'm not even, did I? Yeah, I did. Here it is. I got my words. These are all, everything's from the same stamp set. This is called Hi Friend. And then I'm going to ink this up and we are going to pray for the best because I'm going to stamp that right here. Hey, there we go. Again, hey, that's two times now in a row that I was actually able to get this through. That makes me pretty excited. Okay, so I'm going to card base here, 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it before you joined me. I am going to flip this over with my full-size dimensionals. 1, 2. Don't be cheap with these. Make sure they're well balanced. You're going to mail your card through the U.S. postage system, and that has rulers that this is going to go through when it gets metered, and it does a real number on your cards. So balance those dimensionals. My mom is a recipient of a lot of my cards, and so she tells me how beat up they get if I'm not careful with those dimensionals. So she's the one who instituted that. So there we go. I'm hoping it was worth your coming back for. Isn't this cute? Now, the one I did originally, I didn't stamp the clouds. I actually like this one better with the clouds because I think it gives good definition between the top and the bottom. So I'm wondering if you guys like it. Fun, fun bundle. If you haven't considered this, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Oh, Marianne says, great card. Isn't this fun? Really fun to create that ground. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, you know what's really funny? That is like a 7-minute card. Lisa, can you remind everyone about not sharing? Yes. You guys, please remember, just because this is YouTube, this is an unlisted link. Do not share this video. This is a Creativate team live, which means it's intended only for you. Please do not share it. This is not something you should be giving out all over the place. And I want to make sure that I remind you about this card. This is a private tutorial that I'm giving my customers. This cannot be shared publicly on social media. Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, or a blog. It is totally fine for you guys to case, to put it in for a class or a workshop, but please, please, not on social media. It would damage me. Also, Lisa, someone asked about your water bottle ratio again. My water, oh, okay. Thanks, Megan. All right, so here's my water bottle. I'm going to give you a tip about this. Please don't buy a cheap one because I found that this gets yucky after a while. And you can see the water gets really cloudy, and I'm not thinking that's Florida water. I think that's the solution. So the Stamp and Mist, I would say 1/4 and the rest water. And I know that's less than 1/4. Literally, the Stamp and Mist is super, super strong. There is no reason for you guys to waste it. So I would say maybe a smidgen and the rest water. So 1/4 to 3/4. That's the ratio I use. And you know what? If I'm running low on Stamp and Mist, it only gets this much. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Stamp and Mist is an amazing stain remover. You can use it to take out stains on carpet and furniture. It is non-toxic. It is great. Test spot it first. Don't say Lisa said. Before we go, I wanted to make sure I shared with you how to make a stencil for this. All right, I'm going to flip the camera down because I think that's going to be really valuable if you guys get this. Hold on one second. Okay, I should have done that when the camera was down the first time. All right, so here's that piece of cardstock I started, but I'm just going to use this side. You're going to go ahead and create a stencil. by just using a piece of cardstock. Don't use a Post-it note or flimsy paper. You'll screw up your punch, it'll jam. Now what you're able to do is you're actually able to stamp. Let's just assume we had another piece of cardstock underneath here. We're going to pretend this is my cardstock and I wanted to punch it all out. So I've stamped it. So you would stamp this here, and then you would stamp the basket inside here, and of course the banner. And then when you go to lift this, it's all going to fit inside the punch. How slick is that? So make yourself a template. This is going to save you lots and lots of time. So this is great for those builder punches where all the pieces are offset. I am reaching for one other builder punch to show you. This is another one that's a perfect example, because when I got this one, I was like, why are some faces straight up and some upside down? This makes me nuts. So create yourself a stencil so that you know which way it's going to go inside the punch to make your life super, super duper easy. Okay, so that's a little bit about that. I'm flipping you around again. Okay, I'm waiting to see if there's any other questions. They're coming up kind of slow on my iPad, so I'm just going to watch here on the screen. Thank you guys for your patience. I hope it was well worth it what I do with that card. It's a good thing I'm not a drinking woman. I'm telling you what, if I was a drinking woman, I would have been done by now. But yeah, here's the card we created. And I hope this little tip is going to help you. I want you to think about this and the other stamp sets in the catalog that this might work well for. Again, please don't share on social media, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, or a blog. Great for classes, great for your own personal stamping. But again, this is going to be part of a private tutorial. I don't see any other questions. At least they haven't scrolled up yet. You are welcome, Christine. Thank you. You deserve a drink or a big bowl of ice cream covered in hot fudge. No, because I had 3 squares of chocolate. I'm at my quota for today. Brenda says, Lisa, thank you so much for pushing through. That's a great card. You're very welcome. Hey, let it be known, I am not a quitter, right? I refuse to give up. I was going to teach this card to you tonight if it was the last thing I did, even if I had to make a video. All right, somehow we're going to splice this all together and I'll get it over on the Creativate team. Please remember, do not share this YouTube video. You guys, thank you so, so much. And Megan, God bless you, my friend. You are amazing. I'll be proud to case this summer. Oh, thank you, Megan. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Thanks so much, everyone. You guys are really amazing.